The Civil War in the United States by Karl Marx. Introduction by the narrator. This series of recordings collects articles on the U.S. Civil War published in the New York Daily Tribune during 1861 and 1862, signed by Karl Marx, although some modern scholars contend that Friedrich Engels had a substantial hand in writing them. Due to their date of their English language publication, they are in public domain, although as far as I can tell, they have not been collected online in the usual repositories for public domain works. You can find them in print in a volume entitled The Civil War in the United States by Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels, edited by Richard N. Mayle, copyright 1937. This volume also collects articles from the Vienna press in the same period, as well as correspondence between Marx and Engels on the subject. Unfortunately, I was not able to find copyright information for the translated texts, and am therefore unable to narrate them. Now, the articles included in this series were written by Marx while he was exiled from his native Prussia and living in London, and they dealt with the attitudes of the British press and politicians to the Civil War, and through them, to the attitudes of the bourgeois and aristocrats, of which they are the public organs. Of note is the great hypocrisy of these great men of Britain, who congratulated themselves on their humanity in opposing the South's peculiar institution and supported the cause of abolition, so long as that cause did not threaten their profits. Another aspect worthy of note is the sordid conspiracies the European powers engaged in to expand their empires into the American continent, intent on replacing the liberal, secular Juarez government of Mexico with a reactionary clericalist one, and eventually even installing the Austrian Prince Maximilian of Habsburg as Emperor of Mexico, while the great American power was distracted by her internal conflict. I hope these recordings will be of interest to students of Marx's theory, the U.S. Civil War, and period European diplomacy alike. You have reached the end of the introduction in the series The Civil War in the United States by Karl Marx. Click on the links at the end of the video to go to the playlist or the first article. If you enjoy this content and would like to support the channel, please like and subscribe.